Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Virgo, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. Before we start, if you are already a continued subby of mine, you know I love you for it. And if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. So before we start, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Moon card. So slightly more reflective than normal. It also suggests to me as well that this week you have your finger on the pulse. The reason I say that, if you haven't seen the weekly general, please check it out. It will really give you some much needed clarity, especially with the Moon card, because the Moon card is not a card of clarity. In a lot of ways as well, can sometimes see the rose tinted glasses being kind of pulled off of us. The fact that you have this as the key to the week this week, I think you're going to have a lot more of a clue of what's going on than most people. It's often the case actually anyway. But yeah, all jokes aside, I actually feel like this week you will have more of a clue than most people, and I think you'll be able to see through a lot of the drama and the crap that's going to be floating about. So just be aware. For your actions and options this week, you have the 8 of Cups, right? Now in a lot of ways this is going to see you really considering, and you might even have an opportunity to release something this week, whether this is you know, a financial challenge that you've had. For some of you, this could be an emotional challenge that you've had. Maybe you are building up the courage to let something go, you know. And when I say building up the courage to let something go, it doesn't always have to be a relationship, even though it is the 8 of Cups. This can just be, it can, you know, sometimes when we're letting something go, whenever we let something go, we go through a process of grieving it, right? So this week, if there is something that you know needs to be phased out or you're ready to release, this week you can do so, and you'll be able to do so without kind of holding on to it. It's like there's no strings to be cut, there's no cords or ties to be cut. This is just you saying, yes, okay, I'm ready to release that now. I've gone through a process of this just recently for myself. I'm no longer offering Zoom or Skype readings, and I have to be honest with you, it really did make me kind of like, you know, it's really put me off my not off my game, but it's really, because there's so many other things going on that, you know, I'm now moving into, and it's been really disconcerting. And you know, there has been a moment where I'm like, okay, well, if I'm not doing that, what am I going to do? And then I have to remember, well, you're doing this for a reason. Do you know what I mean? So this week, just be kind with yourself. For your communications and conversations, you have the Sun card. Right, I find this very interesting because this week we have a full moon, right? And whenever you have a new moon, whenever you have a full moon, the sun and the moon are both involved in some way. A full moon is an opposition, a new moon is a conjunction. You got the sun in your communications. So this week you are able to, excuse me, you are able to dispel a lot of the crap that might be floating about. Yours is going to be the voice of reason in the maddening crowd over the course of this week, my dear Virgos. So whatever it is that you have to say, whatever your opinions are, whatever the things that you feel people need to know, it's so important that you speak openly, honestly, and speak your truth this week, because you have no idea how many people may be listening, how many people you may help just from saying what you feel needs to be said. The fact that you have the Sun card right underneath the Moon card means that this week those rose tinted glasses are coming off, and I think in a lot of ways this is only going to serve to really clarify and strengthen to you what your goal and your mission actually is, and to do whatever releasing it is in a really powerful way, you know, just to say, okay, yeah, I'm done with that. It's done. It's served its purpose. For those of you that work for somebody else, this is actually really great. What you thought might have been a bit of a challenge or a bit of a, you know, sometimes something happens and you think, oh, well, that felt Not very nice. That feels like a bit of a slap in the face. This week you're going to realize that what you thought might have been a challenge or a slap in the face is actually going to be a blessing in disguise. For those of you that work for yourselves, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, what I really like about the Sun card for you is it suggests that whatever you've had under wraps, whatever you've been hiding, you are more than ready to release now. Okay, whatever it is, you are ready to launch it out into the world, and it's going to do very well. It's going to be one thing that I do have to make you aware of, because your key to the week is the Moon card and your communications card is the Sun. So it's going to be slow to get going, right? It's not going to be like this big massive explosion. It's going to be slow to get going, but the growth and the longevity are all but assured. All right, great. For those of you that are retired or no longer working, this could be a very powerfully spiritual week for you. This could be a week where you really burn away or cleanse away any old karma, any old baggage. This would be a really great week for you to go to therapy. I think these cards and the combination that they come up in, it suggests that the therapist would be, on point and at the best that they could be, and you're communicating in a way that is at the best, and it could, in the best way that it could be. This is actually a really great set of cards, to be honest. For your money and materials, you have the Lovers card. All right. So this is you choosing to get ahead in your finances. If you are a Virgo, just from counting it, the full moon that takes place at the end of this week in the sign of Libra is putting a spotlight on your financial house. So this makes sense to me. Like, in a lot of ways, the Lovers card is about choice and the options that are available to us. And it looks like some of those options that are available to you are going to be amazing. It may, for some of you, if you are partnered, it may come through a partnership or a relationship that there's a boost to the finances or a boost to the partner's finances, which is great. If you're not partnered, this is you getting ahead through the choices or the alliances that you make in some way, shape or form. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is your arms, your hands, your fingers, your lungs. Excuse me, he says. Not so much your actual lungs. It's like the windpipe that splits into, that creates the branches for the lungs. It's that. And also your hands and your fingers. So, just look out for those this week. Doesn't look like there's any issues, to be completely honest with you. I will say that there does appear to be a bit of a restlessness in the night time though. So if you find yourself not able to sleep this week, it's probably because the mind is doing 10 to a dozen, and it's because on a deeper level, you really are working through some stuff or releasing some stuff. Now, when it comes to your home and environment, this is lovely because it just creates a really warm, loving environment, but it also creates an environment where you can speak honestly and openly. So whether you're single or partnered, home is truly going to be a sanctuary this week. For your love and relations, for those of you that are single, I mean, look at this, the Ace of Wands with the Sun card. That is sexy upon sexy McSexy. All right, that is sensual and warm and fun and vibrant. There's a lot of enjoyment that you could have this week. I mean, for single and partnered Virgos, this could be a really, really great week, right? A really great week. And not to get too personal, but sometimes that is the way that you show your love, that you show your affection. Not always, of course. But this week, if you're in a partnership, if you're in a relationship, grab your partner and kiss them like you never kissed them before. Do you know what I mean? Like, get that closeness in. For those of you that are in single, very sexy week. Very. I mean, for all of you, to be fair. And it suggests a new beginning when it comes to the love, and it suggests a new beginning when it comes to the intimacy and the connections there. So your full moon human design oracle card message, and I'm just reading these intuitively at the moment because I'm loving the extra information that they're bringing. It's just amazing. But your full moon message is number 47, the gate 47, and your mindset. And it really is literally that, right? It's about you utilizing the power of your thoughts, but more importantly, utilizing the power of your intentions. This, in a lot of ways, isn't just about your mindset. For me, this actually feels like this is you it's like bringing the fantasy to life. It's like bring it, like whatever you envision that the best could be. This is about you. Use this full moon to highlight to you what is the ultimate goal, what is the thing that I truly want the most, what is the deepest desire for the, you know, the fantasy, what is it like? And it's because it's not a fantasy. Everything that we imagine has the potential to become real. It's already become real in here. Now it's just about building the steps to create that in the real world. So what is it that you want to create? What is it that you really want to make tangible in this moment in time? Really, really exciting. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.